So, from Tulsa MPK. Yesterday was a very, very hard day to deal with for everybody in the 405 production, everybody, because we lost one of ours. Our producer, one of the producers, Mike, passed away. And when I pulled into Tulsa yesterday, all of us, everybody from the 405 we came to Tulsa riding a very, very tall high wave after the season that we just shot of the 405 show. One of the baddest ass seasons we've ever done, and a big part of that was because of Mike. It's hard to understand, guys, but you know that the production crew that films all this, they're in our lives. They're in our lives. They're in our homes. You know, we're spending time with them. They're spending time away from their families and spending time with our families, and you form a bond with all of them. Mike was one of the exceptional producers that he wasn't a glass half full. He was a glass to 3/4 of the way full, and there's a pitcher right there to fill it back up as soon as you drink it. He's always positive. He wasn't a car guy, but he made a point of learning something about him every time. And the coolest part about Mike, he said, "I'm not from this world. I don't race cars. You guys race cars. What do you guys want to do? What do you guys want to do? Tell me what we're going to do." Because all Mike cared about was producing a badass TV show. And the part of the reason everybody's so excited about the 405 show, and I mean everybody was excited, Mike was just over the top. This is the baddest season ever. And he's been here for a while, a few years. And 40 years old, and we tragically just lost him. So everybody, I mean, I pull in, I get the news. I turn around and go to the motel, and I'm just gonna, I don't want to be there. I don't want to be there. I don't want to be around nobody. But you know, I get to the motel and Stacy goes in, and I'm sitting in my truck, and you guys all know I'm a dick. I mean, I do what I want, when I want, how I want. And Mike's one of those guys that it's hard to tell him no. It was hard to tell him no, because if it was something, Mike, I ain't gonna do that. And he's like, "Man, you know, I understand. So what can I do to help you? What can I do to help you?" And he gets you going back his way, and he goes, "Let's just make some badass TV." And he was excited about it, and he loved his job. I mean, loved this job. And he loved being around the 405. He loved all the guys, and it was, he wasn't just a producer, he was a friend. So, people don't understand, we just shot the 405 show, 3.5 weeks, shot an entire season. And those 3.5 weeks, you know, a lot of us were on the struggle bus and fighting our cars and racing every Monday, Wednesday, Friday night, and that time spent with production. They're there filming. They're filming what you're doing. They're there during the times when things are going wrong, and they're there when the times like when we started doing well, and it's an energy that everybody. It's a family. It's just what it is. I mean, they become part of your family, and to lose one of them is a devastating deal. You know, the night we were doing the we were doing the season finale of the OG 405 show when we lost the racer in Vegas. And a lot of people that watch my channel or watch my social media and watch Street Outlaws are not really racers. They're just, they're fans of the characters and all that. And when you lose a racer, it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if you've never met them or if it was your best friend. It touches everybody very, very deeply, because what we do is dangerous, guys. I mean, every time I get in that car, as I get older and Brantley gets older, I get more in touch with my mortality every time I get in that car. It's a very dangerous sport. It's a very dangerous thing that we do, and we do it because of the love and the passion and the thrill and the excitement of going fast, of building a car and seeing the results of what you've done. And Mike understood all that. We've been through a lot of producers, guys. I can't even tell you how many. And 3 producers that have been there have really been over the top exceptional. And not because they were car guys, but because they had a passion for what they do, like we have a passion for what we do. And when you have, Mike had a passion for making badass TV. He wanted to entertain. He wanted the people to be entertained. And that energy that he always had always correlated over to us and gave us all a boost. We lost a very, very special person. Not just because he was a friend, but it's because this guy was positive all the time. And when I got back to the motel and I'm sitting in my truck, and I could hear, I know in my heart what he would have said if it had been one of us. Hey guys, what can I do to make it better? Well, you know what? Let's go out. And he'd have been about us going out and interacting with the fans that make this show what this show is. This show, all of the Street Outlaw stuff is a phenomenon that nobody's ever seen before. It's the longest lasting reality TV show in the history. And our fans, all of you guys, is who makes it a #1 show. And Mike would have told every one of us, hey, you guys do it for your fans. Do it for these fans. So that's why everybody's still there, and that's why we're struggling through our own personal struggles with losing what I feel like is one of the best producers we've ever had. That he would get excited over us getting excited. He would get bummed out when we got bummed out. When I was fighting those cars, it wasn't one of those deals where he said, hey man, we got to make a TV show. You need to get your car done. Come on. It wasn't that. It was, man, I'm sorry. What can I do to help? So if you guys are coming to Tulsa today, the atmosphere is not what it normally is. I asked that everybody take in consideration if I'm not, I'm going to speak for me. If I'm not, usually when I'm in fan mode, I laugh and joke and cut up with all the fans. And I'm gonna try to put because of Mike, I'm going to put my best face forward. I'm going to try to stay positive, and I'm going to try to interact with my fans the way that I'm supposed to and I should. But it's a very, very heavy deal. Case in point about Mike, when we lost the racer in Vegas, we just filmed the baddest ass 405 show that I feel like has ever, in the 8 years of me being here, has ever been done. And we're all riding this huge high wave. And, when Mike was telling me about it, you could tell that even though he didn't know who that man was, one of us, a racer, one of us had passed away, and it wasn't no fake sympathy. It was a truly genuine deal that we lost a racer. It's hard to explain how tough this job sometimes is. It's hard to explain. You guys get to see an hour. You watch a show that takes 1 hour to watch, and not knowing that there's probably, I don't know, between 500 and 600 hours of video that was chopped, cut, put together to produce that 1 hour show. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of toll on me. I mean, it beats me down. But Mike had 10 more of us to take care of. You know, he's not only he's filming with me, and he's filming with Les, he's filming with, Ryan, and, Jeremy's one of the other producers. I mean, these two guys, they're having to shoot that 500 hours of video that it takes to make that one video. And I guess the long and short of all of this is, I realized yesterday how much those people being in all of production, and I laugh and joke and cut up with those guys, because we got a bunch of cool guys, the camera guys, the audio guys. But when they're a part of your life, they become a part of your family. When they're a part of your family, you lose a family member. It's a hard thing to deal with. So I'm going to go out there today, and I'm going to put on my best Mike smile, because Mike was never, in the 2 or 3 years, in the years of me knowing him, he never didn't have a smile on his face. So I'm going to put my big boy pants on, and I'm going to go out there, and I'm going to interact with all my fans and all the Street Outlaw fans. And what's going to keep me going throughout this day is going to be the fact that that's exactly what Mike would have done. He would have been there, and he would have done the best he could to make everybody else feel better. And he was definitely one of those guys that lifted everybody up when you were down. On the on season finale, the Nova, all of a sudden, I did all this work to make it faster, and then all of a sudden it wouldn't even run. And I called Mike, and we have times that we have to be at to start doing this, to do this, and that's their job, to try to get us there. And we're all a bunch of fucking knuckleheads that are fighting with our cars and stuff, and that's the only thing we're thinking of. We're not thinking about Mike's job of trying to keep all of us together, or Jeremy's job, or Sam's job, or Jen's job of trying to keep everything on schedule, because we're just focused on us and what we're trying to get done to get the car done and all that. But when I'm having trouble with the car, and I hate being late, I truly hate being late, and it seemed like every time I turn around I was being late, because I'm at the 11th hour doing something to the car before I load it on the trailer, fixing a problem. So I called Mike, and I said, hey dude, here's the deal. Car don't want to run, won't fall out of a tree. He goes, wow. He said, man, it was running so great. And I said, yeah, well, I can't figure it out, and I'm trying. My truck is ready. I can be there with my truck. What's my drop dead time where I need to put the truck on kill and just head that way? And he said, well, we'll push this and this and this. He said, man, 10:45. He said, you have to be here by 10:45. We're starting to shoot the cruise right now. And I switched the tune-up in the car, drove the car around the block. It fixed everything. I come back from the test drive and literally run it up on the trailer, ratchet it down, send Mike a text, on my way. And he sends back, Nova, question mark, question mark, question mark. I said, well, fuck yeah. And he said, all right, come on. What's your ETA? And when I pulled in with the Nova on the trailer to the spot where we're cruising to, because I didn't have time to make the cruise. There was no way. So I had to take the car straight to race night. And it was funny because Mike comes walking over. He said, is it good? I said, it's good. He said, is it fast? I said, it's fast. He goes, great. He said, you know what? I said, what's that, Mike? He goes, let's go make a badass season finale. We will miss you.